Hello all, welcome back to my gardening and growing channel. Today I'm going to show you how I start peppers from seed. Now there's many ways to do this. Some people use the little 6-packs, some people use a bigger container to start them. But this is the way I do it. I've found quite a bit of success doing it this way. So let's get started. What you're going to need is your seeds, of course. Today I'm starting some sweet banana peppers. You're going to need a plastic Ziploc bag, and you're going to need a piece of paper towel. So first what you want to do is get the paper towel, dampen the paper towel. Going to want to wring it out so it's not sopping wet. You don't want the seed to rot. You're going to go ahead and fold it up a little bit here because you want it to be able to retain moisture. Something like that. Take your seeds, starting 3 today. They might not all sprout, so you always want to do more than one at least, so you know. You could always have too many, and that's okay. Put your seeds on there. Go ahead and fold it closed so it holds moisture in. Before you put it in your baggie, you want to go ahead and label it. As you can see, I labeled mine. Today is March 27th, and it's a sweet banana. So you're going to go ahead, zip the bag, put your seed in there, seeds. Go ahead and zip it closed, but not all the way. You want to leave it open a little bit, just to let some air in. Now after you do that, you're going to want to go ahead and set it on top of the refrigerator so it gets some warmth. Now what I do is I put it on top of the refrigerator, cover it up with some newspaper or something like that just to keep the warmth in. And then you're going to want to check it every few days. Now, sweet peppers probably take maybe a week to grow, something like that, sprout I should say. Maybe a week. Now some super hot peppers can take a few weeks to maybe even a month. Take quite a long time, and that's one of the reasons I started doing in the baggie, because I'd have it in the little 6-pack and it would take a long time and I wouldn't know. And then the top keeps drying out and just gets kind of, I don't know, say a little bit frustrating. But doing it this way, I know the moisture's in there, I know the seed's always moist. So eventually after checking on it, here's what's going to happen. Here's a pepper I started on 3/7. So today's March 27th, so you see this one is 20 days later. So that one special day after you've been waiting and waiting, here's what'll happen. Now if you could see here, it's the top one. You'll see a little root has popped. So now what you're going to want to do is pot up that seed, and I'm going to show you what that looks like, or how to do that. What you're going to need to pot up is some type of container to put the seed in. For me, I'm using red cup. You're going to need some potting mix. So this is the potting mix I use. It's Pro Mix. It has no fertilizer in it, which is a good thing because I don't want the seedlings to get burned. You're going to want to put the potting mix in some type of container. I use a bucket I got from the dollar store. You can kind of see it here. Now you're going to want to wet the potting mix because it's extremely dry when you get it out of the bag generally. So once you wet it up, it'll kind of look like this color. and you kind of want to be able to squeeze it and just a little bit of water drop out of it. If you're using a red cup like me, or any type of cup, you're going to want to go ahead and cut some drainage holes in the bottom, and this is what I do. Take my scissors and cut 3 little slots. 1, drop it. 2, 3. And if the cup gets bent, just pop it out again. Now go ahead and put the soil into your cup. Now what you're going to want to do is, I always put some in the bottom. Pack it down a bit. Then fill it up the rest of the way. It's kind of messy, so if you're doing it on a countertop like me, make sure you put some paper down or your spouse might get a little upset with you. I kind of just level it off. I'll level it off over the bucket. And I tap it down. Move that twig. Kind of level it off once more. Like so. There you go. Now you are ready to put your seed in there. So go ahead and remove your seed from your baggie. Now there's the seed. I always make a little divot in the middle, about that deep. I don't know if that's a small little divot. Take the seed off of the paper towel gently. If the root is too long, be really careful. You don't want to break the root. You can always cut it out of the paper towel and that'll be fine. Just don't break the root. Take it, put it in there. Now what I do, of course it's wet and damp so it doesn't come off the finger very well. Okay. There we go. Now what I like to do is make sure that the root is pointing down. So I kind of just gently give it a little nudge like that. Tap the soil down, take a little more from the bucket. Tamp it down. There you go. It's all potted up and ready to go. Now, after I pot the seed up, what I like to do is go ahead and set it in some water. And I set it in some water and I let the pot soak up more water so it's perfectly damp. You can't overwater it this way. If you water from the top, you're going to compact the soil and that's not good. So just kind of leave it there for, you can leave it there for quite a while, it's okay. Maybe an hour. Soil will get darker and you'll feel that the pot it's in is going to be a bit more heavy. After the pot has soaked up the water, remove it from the water and then either place it in a bright window or under a light, and I will show you a little bit later in the video what light I use. Now after a few days, because it should only take a few days after you've put it in the pot, you're going to see this. You can see where the seed is now sprouted and it's starting to come up through the soil. Here's another one. This one just sprouted this morning. I've had it out off the heating pad and out from under the dome since this morning, so you can see the leaves and how it's growing now. So when this happens, you're going to want to go set it under a lamp, or you can put it in a bright window. I put mine under a couple of fluorescent tubes, and here's what it looks like. So I'm here at Walmart, and here's something you can use to start your seedlings. It's a LED shop light, and as you can see, it is 5000K, which is pretty much perfect. There's no price down here on the on the shelf, but I scanned it and it's like $18, so that's a good price, and it'll last a really long time, as you can see. And it's daylight, which you want to. And here are my seedlings under the shap lights. As you can see, you want them a couple inches from the lights. These shop lights, they're not as bright as daylight outside, I should say. So you need to keep them relatively close. These will stay here under these lights until it's time to harden them off outside, so they could be under here for quite a while. All right, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching my video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Again, I appreciate it.